So we're here at George Washington's distillery, and this is a business Washington started late in life. In fact, it began right after he left the presidency. He happened to hire a Scottish farm manager to help run this 8,000-acre estate. His name was James Anderson, and he had experience in milling and in whiskey production back in Scotland. So he pitches the idea to Washington to build a distillery here behind his gristmill, knowing that Washington had a large farm, the gristmill to grind the grains. And Washington, at first being cautious, allowed Anderson to distill in the cooperage using 2 small stills. That was so successful, Washington agreed to build a big dedicated distillery. That construction began in October 1797, and they installed 5 copper pot stills in a large building which is 75 feet by 33 feet. And that opened in March 1798. The production for that year was did pretty well. They made 4,500 gallons of whiskey that first year. And in 1799, Washington's distillery made 10,942 gallons of whiskey. So many years later, Mount Vernon had taken over the gristmill and restored it, and we decided to do archaeology here. We knew he had a distillery. We didn't know the complete extent of it. So they did a 6-year excavation of the site and realized how large this was. And fortunate enough, we were able to raise the money through the Distilled Spirits Council to rebuild this distillery on its original foundations. So every still is located where an original still was. Same with our boiler in the same location. So if George Washington walked in here today, but he would look around and realize this is really his distillery. We are all by hand. So we don't have pumps and pipes here. We row mash by hand. We use mash rakes to row that mash. We ferment in wood barrels, which has its own challenges. And then we run our stills with wood fires. And I think the third component that makes us very unique is all of our grain is ground in our water-powered mill, powered by a 16-foot water wheel ground on millstones. So we're doing it as they would have done it in Washington's time. So we want everybody to learn about Washington the entrepreneur and learn that through one of his most profitable, well, really his most profitable product, which was whiskey.